In many instances, such suits would be sponsored by local designers wishing me to advertise for them given my public profile. I deny that I paid with cash from the boot of my official vehicle. This has been inserted to provide some type of support for discredited witness number 3. What do you say to that?
As far as I know, there's only one suit that was sponsored out of more than 200 suits that he had. So most of the suits were paid, and I know that they were paid. So there's only one suit that it was sponsored for him.
Okay. And you say he has more than 200 suits?
He has a lot of suits.
Did you say 200?
No, it was just an estimation.
All right. Well, is it more or less than that?
Yeah, he has a lot of them.
What would be a realistic estimation?
Yeah, there are more than hundreds because...
More than 100?
Yeah, because he has them in 2 rooms at home, and a lot of them, he kept them from this year. He took them to the storage. So he has a lot of them at the storage.
Okay.
And then he goes on to say at paragraph 119, effectively, that he denies that he gave you a credit card. Talks about a debit card. What is your position in relation to that?
When he says it was a debit card with 3,000, there's nothing in my life that I can do with 3,000, and he knows that. So when it says it was a debit card, that's him saying that. For me, what I know, it was a credit card. He said it was his credit card, but it didn't have his signature, but it was a credit card.
And what was the limit on that credit card?
What he said to me, he said I mustn't use money more than 100,000. So I don't know how much was the credit card, how much was the limit, because it was not linked to me. But when I go overseas, sometimes I will use it to buy a bag. Like, to make an example, bag maybe will cost like 30 to 40,000. So it's a lie that it has 3,000. Also in my life, there's nothing I can do with 3,000 rand.
Was it for you to only use when you were on holiday, or only to use for certain things, and other things you were taking care of yourself, or what was the position?
So at the time when we met in 2009 and 10, I was not working. That's when he given me the credit card. Then when I started working, then he took the credit card. So he will only give me the credit card when I'm going overseas. So when I was working, I was using my own salary to do stuff. Also, we don't pay for much. We were not paying for much in the house, because in the state house, the state was paying for everything in terms of water, because they even pay for the helpers, is paid by Public Works. So the only thing that Malusi used to pay for was the DSTV. So my money, I was using my money to do my own shopping, to do my own stuff. But when I go overseas, he will give me money. Also, there's nothing wrong when he was doing that, because I was his wife. He was supposed to take care of me as much as I was taking care of myself.
Why do you think there were trips that Mr. Kekaba might not have wanted to be conveyed to the commission?
Because firstly, on his affidavit, he denies that Mr. Dumieni paid the trip for us. So he doesn't want the trip to be there, which she did pay our trip to Mauritius. She even emailed their whole itinerary for us. And I remember when we were in Mauritius, Malusi didn't even know where to get the car and everything, because he's not used to travel without his stuff. And that time when we were traveling, it was the 2 of us. 2, when we went to Dubai, and there are certain trips I traveled with him, there are certain trips I traveled alone. So he didn't want me to have the proof of those trips that it happened. Hence, he took my passport.
But why would he not want there to be proof of those trips?
Because there's a trip that I remember when we stayed at in Hilton in Dubai, and even the trip that we stayed in Waldorf in Dubai, there was a trip, then Malusi said AJ will sort out the trip for us. And when we were in Dubai, AJ came with another guy, called Malusi that he want Malusi to meet people there. And then they went. So I said to Malusi, I don't want to go where they're going. I want to do my own things alone. So when he came back, Malusi was telling me that AJ, because he was just so excited that he said AJ took him in a floor where there was a jewelry. I don't know, is it owned by him or is owned by a friend? So he went to this place, and when he came back with watches. I think they bought him 2 watches, and then he was just so taken about this jewelry. Because I'm not a jewelry person, I don't like jewelry. So that trip, what I know, it was them who paid it for us. So that's the reason he deleted those itinerary on my emails, because most of my emails are deleted. And also, when we went on those trips also, I took pictures, and all those pictures are deleted because he's denying that we went on the trip.